listeners. You're watching Suddenly Ducks. I'm Bermuda.
And I'm Phil, and today we're playing Shadowrun. And over to Warren.
Alright, well, where we left off was you guys finished your run with Genome for quote-unquote Tumblr bitch. And you guys were given, I think it was a week and a half you had left before the end of the month? Before any job came up, so I guess I'll just start with, does anyone want to buy anything or do anything in particular? Other than that, the people who were moving into that big apartment have to pay their new rent, and everyone else has to pay their rent as well, if you've not already done so.
I've paid my rent through Chummer.
Yep, same.
Yeah, in chat, I would like to pick up.
I'll go ahead and make the tests or get someone to do it for you.
And it's 16F, I think. Test 6. Well.
Alright, well, I'll roll then.
You're not getting it.
Yeah, you're not getting it.
Alright.
Anyone else want to try and get anything?
I actually couldn't find where I wanted to buy this, but I remembered I wanted to buy it from before, which is a heavy weapons mount. I don't know how much it costs. And I couldn't find it anywhere. I looked around for ages.
Heavy weapon mount is just one of those that's like two together anyway, isn't it? It's the same thing.
Yeah, it costs 2 weapon mount spaces.
Yeah.
A weapon mount costs 5,000 new yen and it's 14F.
Okay. Well, how do I roll for 14F?
You can either get a contact to do it, or you can get Aaron or somebody who's good at talking to people and finding shit to do it for you.
Tex, would you be able to find me some weapon mounts?
Yeah, I could take a look.
Make him take his pills in exchange.
Love the way everything has become like a bargaining chip to make him not crazy.
Actually, how much does it cost? Like, I actually wouldn't have looked for all these things. It's too expensive, and I wouldn't have spent my entire downtime looking for a rifle. So what does your weapon mount cost?
5,000 new yen for the heavy weapon mount.
Yeah, I can look for that.
When we do it out of love, Warren, we're concerned for Murdoch.
Or you forced to feed him his pills.
What's the rating, sorry? Or the availability? On the weapon mount?
It's 14.
14, okay.
Oh yeah, Murdoch is Giant's baby now. By Mama Bird.
Yeah,
right now. Nice.
You're lucky I'm not Aaron, or that would have been like 14 solid 6s.
Yeah. So we had 10 days of downtime, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I buy a motorbike, but it's legal, so I don't need to roll anything.
Mm-hmm.
I attempt to learn a bunch of languages. I'll roll for them. I learn them all.
Alrighty. What else was I going to say? Okay. So, anyone else want to buy anything in the downtime? Before I continue about what else goes on in the downtime? And I might as well zoom to your guys' new apartment thing.
Yeah.
Bel Air.
Ah shit, I'm gonna have to find a bike for Giant now, Andrew.
Brian doesn't live in Alpha.
I know, but for other things. Did anyone else buy a vehicle?
Nope.
Okay.
You're proud now, guys. You're part of the 1%.
I am. I have a walk-in closet, super huge bathroom. Fuck yeah.
Did you buy the Harley, Joss?
Yeah, I did.
Of course you did.
What else would I buy for Giant?
A scooter.
On a bike that looks like a Harley. Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, could I buy like a Mini Cooper? Just rip out all the seats.
You'll need to find an equivalent car. There's like loads of... You basically just have to buy one of the pattern cars, but then you can just call it anything you want, because like they give you like a million variations of the same cars at the same stats, so...
You get the Jackrabbit, which is like a three-wheeled tiny smart car.
Oh yeah?
Sure, Ford are still making, or
Yeah.
Honda is still making stuff.
Yeah, of course they are.
The Jackrabbit's 10,000.
Oh,
Yeah, it's actually called a Ford America, isn't it? Yeah, so never mind.
could I just buy that then?
It's legal, so yeah.
Okay, I buy a Jackrabbit.
Fucking
So-
troll in a Jackrabbit.
You own a modern day Shadowrun day Reliant Robin.
Pretty much, but not a van. Like, the front end of Reliant Robin.
Alright, okay.
The thing is, he takes up the whole Jackrabbit.
Don't worry, I'm getting a van soon, guys.
And then we're gonna
Oh,
paint it.
Yeah.
Mystery machine, man.
Oh, no, it's the 18 van. It's going to have a stripe down the sides. It's going to be perfect.
I believe I already have the graphic for it.
Oh, I see, Aaron. You didn't learn Russian.
I
I
already
see how
did.
it is now.
I learned Russian last week.
No, it's okay. I understand.
Go back.
Don't you remember?
Yeah, you were
That's
speaking
not-
to him before.
Speaking my terrible Russian at you.
Oh, is that permanent then? I thought that was like a temporary.
Yeah,
thing.
you just get it at rank 1
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
without spending karma, which is why it's a really cool skill, because eventually you learn every language.
Nice.
Which is great for faces.
You need to learn Leet Speak next week.
That's too many hits. There's no way. Even with 6 hits on 9 dice, I'm not sure I could learn Leet Speak.
Really? What the fuck?
I'm joking.
You can learn Cantonese, but you can't learn Leet Speak.
He speaks hard,
That's a
yeah.
joke.
See, the hardest one I've learned so far is like Orzed and Sprathiel.
What
Which
are
only
those
takes 2
elf
hits.
languages?
Yeah,
Or
that's the
no.
elf and orc language, yeah. Although I probably can't speak Orzet correctly because I don't have Tuss, so my accent probably sucks.
You going to
Hey,
go
you
for
need
Klingon
Tusk
next?
to speak it properly.
Yeah, you need Tuss to properly do the accent to Orzet.
You go for Klingon afterwards.
I suppose you could learn Klingon.
It's a
Ever
real
go into any
language.
geek places?
Then Warren would have to build a mission where that would be relevant, which I'd love to see.
You're going to Star Trek Con or whatever.
We get a wet work job at Comic Con.
Here's your giant bike.
Nice.
Try and you can rename it or put in the stats or whatever.
Ooh, what would the name be? I'll have a think.
Hog.
So anyone else want to? Oh yeah, Chris bought something, didn't he?
Yeah.
He bought like a Honda Civic or something.
A Jackrabbit.
Yeah, it's like a 3-wheeled smart car, Warren.
Oh, that shit.
Is that
I
basically
wonder,
where you're going to live
I
now?
wonder if the Reliant Robin is on Roll20.
Yeah, I'm gonna live in that car, yeah.
Probably be an upgrade from your basement, to be honest.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Top Gear where Clarkson drives that like 3-wheeled piece of shit that rolls if you like turn the steering wheel all the way?
Yeah.
We can do runs for Sager Cup now. We got a German translator.
We have to kill Aaron.
Why?
Maybe Lofweir needs some work in the street level done.
No. Please
You're not really street level anymore. You've kind of gone into normal.
What?
See, we're ready for SK.
I'm gonna start building a new character.
Well, shit.
Hmm.
So I get all my fate points back.
Yeah, I guess 10 days we've all recovered all our shit.
Yeah. And Edge, not 5 points.
Same thing.
Shit. Look at all these bathtubs. Firehead would love it.
You'd never get past security though.
Be like Sweden all over again.
Yeah.
Sweden all over again.
Alright, well, I'll have to find like a suitable shit car image later.
Make a massive shit on screen and call that his car.
Isn't there like a Mini Cooper or something?
Yeah, but I guess, let me see.
I'm gonna call my bike Marana.
Not Cortana.
No, it's the Slavic god of harvest, witchcraft, winter, and death.
Wow.
Huh.
That's a lot of shoes for a bike to fill.
Yeah.
It's a very big bike.
Not sure it can live up.
Hmm.
The wheels of this bike must be half the size of a human.
If I could just go with that, can't really get like a perfect image.
Oh, that's cool.
It will have to do.
Paint it red.
You
Yeah,
can
just-
control it and name it whatever you want, etc.
Yeah, put a bunch of flame decals on it.
Oh yeah.
I'll do it
The
for you, Chris.
shitmobile.
Don't
They're
touch it,
just
Ollie.
gonna stay there, Ollie. They're not gonna go with the car.
I know what I'm doing.
Alright, so anyone else want to buy anything, do anything?
Nope, unless anyone wants to buy me an LMG to go on my my thing.
I put a whistle tip on Giant's bike.
Work of art.
Okay, hold on, let me see what happened in the week. You guys were doing nothing.
Well, we had a dirty pony.
So what did people train in the week?
On
While you
grass.
were doing stuff? I think you finally have channeling now, Amber.
Yes.
Giant learned how to drive.
Finally.
Finally up to like 5 on medication, first aid.
5 on medication.
Yeah.
It's a mix of
Is
medication
that like a fucking
and medicine.
10
That's
shot?
it. That's his hardware skill, actually.
He took his pills 5 times. He unlocked an achievement.
I am in fact manic, as I've just rolled.
That's actually an achievement called bare minimum.
Where did you roll, Phil?
It's literally the first thing that happened. 1d6.
Oh, earlier up there, okay. Are you sure that's...
I thought 3-4 was.
Oh wait, no, it's not. Like 5-6 is stable, isn't it? Because it's weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1-2 is depressed, 3-4 manic.
I'm like in the bathroom with my droids being like, oh yeah! And they've got them on vibrate function.
Oh god.
Wait, you have your drones in the bath? Isn't that like a toaster in the bath situation?
No. It's just whatever
Well,
this little
that's the
officey
bath.
room is.
That's like... I don't know if that's an office or a wardrobe. I think it's a walk-in wardrobe. With like
It's
an
your
office.
office now.
My office now, yeah.
Yeah. It can be
He
whatever
wears
you
the
want it to
same
be.
clothes every day. He doesn't need a wardrobe. He's that dude that's at every bus station. You know the one. Talking to himself.
Tex is wondering why he ended up with him as his roommate.
Yeah, I heard some weird noises, so I walked over to listen to see if everything was all right. I realized it's just normal manic.
Hear the pumping of hydraulics back and forth, and a slow moan of a man who's manic.
Your taste in music is very strange.
Alright. So in the week since you guys finished the job, nothing particularly undue has happened to any of you, really. Kicks, you're still getting those sort of shadow pings on your comlink in your deck every now and then that seem to come from nowhere and then disappear just as quickly. And you're having a lot of trouble, figuring out exactly what it is. But every now and then you do get the feeling that someone is trying to probe your defenses. Let's put it that way. Among other things. Amber, on the other hand, the spirit thing that was following you, or at least you think it was a spirit thing, seems to have miraculously disappeared, or at least gone to ground somewhere and has disappeared. Alright?
Good for it.
Okay. As for the rest of you, whoever, bothers to write backstory, your backstory has occurred, I suppose?
So can I add that Ripper Doc as a contact?
Yes.
What no one realizes, it's not anything sexual that's going on in this walk-in cupboard. It's a little bit of tampering on what's going on around my genitals, but
Too much information.
Did you buy a
Come on.
cyber dong to make sweet sweet love to your drones?
no, I have
Not yet.
My backstory, well, not backstory, my downtime story has the fact that I've now got a explosive cock ring attached to my cock and balls.
Good times. I have no words. So,
What
Is
the
that
fuck?
wireless on?
Harold, did you just look at his story?
No, this is my reaction to what he just said.
Oh, well, you should
If
look at
you
his
go
story
look at
because
the
there's a
story,
picture.
Yeah. There's a picture. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Added picture.
I don't want to look.
It's a fake penis.
anyway,
Does it have an icon in the Matrix?
Yes.
Don't say that. Don't.
You have to hack my dong.
It's your dong collar.
Okay. After a week and 3 days or so go by, Tex, you finally get a call from Vincent, who you should all now have in your contacts because you're probably inevitably going to meet him anyway, or at least you're all aware that Tex, sent this guy to look for Zane, who you've all promised to find for the well-dressed man whose name you haven't caught yet, but you think is part of some sort of organized crime outfit. You're not quite sure, but you owed him a considerable amount of money. So you had the choice between him or Mr. Zhang, and you decided to go with the well-dressed man because it will clear your debts, which is more than what the triads were offering you. But the triads are probably not going to be happy when they find out. Anyway, you get a call from Vincent, who's this fellow here, if you haven't seen him already. And he just gives you a brief, short, message straight to your answering machine. It doesn't even bother to contact you directly. Text, he just sends it straight to your messenger. And it just says, meet me in my warehouse. I got info on who you're looking for, but it's going to cost you. It's going to cost both of us. And he just sort of ends it there.
Yeah, just forward the text message to everyone else's comlinks.
Okay. So everybody want to go to this? Not everybody has to go to it. I mean, remember, you could just dine not to do it. It's up to you.
Yeah, text. You just get a text back, just winky face, smiley face, cake emoticon, smiley face, XXB.
You hear the sound of some retracting hydraulics, and then me coming out of the room. I'm ready to come. Let's go.
Hold on. Let me just bump a line real quick.
You're just going to meet Vincent, right?
Yep.
Yep. He asked you to meet him in his warehouse to talk about what he figured out. He didn't want to speak over the line, and Tex, you could tell he sounded kind of nervous. Okay. So his warehouse is in Touristville, in north of Compton, or Campton.
Kix is not gonna go along. It's a little Probably a little far to trot.
I'll go.
Flies by one is sitting on my shoulder.
Okay, so Kix is not going. Are you bringing all of your drones?
Nah, just flies by one.
Okay.
We'll show up.
We'll presume she doesn't go, so. Giant's going, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
You can probably hear his bike about a minute before he arrives.
Is Firehead going?
No.
Okay, so Amber is going, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright. Let me just get your vehicles and stuff. Okay, so I presume Tex and Amber get a lift from Murdoch while Giant goes on his ridiculously fucking huge bike.
Sounds good to me.
Yep, pretty much.
Okay, so this map is a little too big. I should have fixed it. But there you go. Anyway, you guys are here, and you've never actually been to Vincent's warehouse before, Tex. You've only ever, contacted him, indirectly. You've never even met the man, but you do know what he looks like, based upon pictures and stuff you've seen from friends of friends and things like that. And so far, Vincent has been pretty solid with you. He made kind of, he's a low end fixer, and he's not exactly massively influential, but he seems to know how to get things done, and he puts a lot of effort in when he is given a job, to say the least. But a lot of people won't work with him for various reasons, but mostly because he's ex-military, and they consider that to be like, a little too much of the authority kind of to deal with him. Shadowrunners are, kind of strange that way. They don't like to deal with anyone who has any sort of, dealings with the man at one point or another. But Vincent's been fairly level-headed with you so far, so you think you can trust him anyway. So you show up here, and you know this is his warehouse, or at least he rents the left side of this building, and nobody's here to greet you or anything, so it looks like you're expected to just walk in.
Yeah, I sent him a text to let him know that we're here.
Alright, so a few seconds later, you get a, yeah, come on in, tell the guys at the door I said you're cool.
So it's for us to just come on back.
Yeah.
Ariel's coming, he's just be right back.
Yeah, no worries. So, these two guys, immediately, see you, and they just sort of, briskly look you over, and you can tell that they're definitely packing in some sort of holster, and they just sort of look you up and down and go, "You Tex?"
Nod.
Alright, so he just sort of nods and says, "Alright, go right in." So, let me see. Okay, so the door is down here, and you guys go in. Alright, so when you get in, Vincent sort of just gets up, he comes around and he gives you, he sends his hand to shake Tex. Up to you if you want to take it.
Yeah, Tex shakes his hand. Nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, he says, likewise, and he just sort of looks to the guy and says, "Hey, I won't be needing you right now, right?" The guy sort of nods and says, "Alright, boss, if you need us, just call," and he sort of nods again, and walks out. So you guys are left alone, and Vincent sort of smiles and then goes back to take a seat again. He says, please, sit down." There's not much room for the big fellow, but I think he can make do.
Giant will stand, it is fine.
Alright. So he sort of smiles and looks over and says, "Alright, so it took a lot of work, but I think I finally found the man you're looking for. Hard guy to find, and you weren't kidding about the Nova Hot and the Matrix thing. This guy shut us down every time we went for him, no matter who I paid, no matter who I went for. This guy seemed like he was a few steps ahead. And I'm gonna be honest with you here, it was pure dumb luck that I figured out any way to get a lead on this, so, don't hold it to me, but the information's gonna cost you and me to a degree. You see, all that poking around, it caused someone to take notice, and it seems more than one person wants this guy you're looking for. And when his name popped up a couple of times, it registered with a few people who've been keeping watch. Let's just put it that way. Anyway, a couple of days ago, I got contacted by a anonymous individual who said that they had information that I needed to find this individual, but that it would come at a price. I of course blew him off initially. Like, wasn't I don't take back deals from people who are too shady to come meet face to face, or at least chat openly. But he sent some info that I looked into, and it's become pretty irrefutable that he knows what he's doing. But I'm afraid to say this, but it's definitely Corp affiliated. Whoever is running this gig definitely has some power and influence. Let's put it that way. So the person, you're gonna have to meet some corporate wise guy and do something for him before he's willing to give you the information, or at least something like that. All he said is there's going to be a price for it, and he didn't want you, and he didn't want anything else. He just says he needs you to do a job. Do this job, and you gain the information for Zane. That's all I know. And I'm going to waive any fee for this text, mostly because I think I put you in a bit more difficulty than I should have. But suffice it to say, I got a few contacts and little snippets of information I wasn't expecting out of this, so it paid off itself. So you and I are square, understand? And I'm sorry I yet again got you into something a little over your head, but you know how this business is.
Yeah, nothing ain't ever truly over our head as long as we can get it done. I appreciate the work, Vincent.
Alright, so he nods and says, alright, so the fella you're looking for is, he didn't give his name, he just goes by the, the code name Arn. No idea what he's about or anything like that, but apparently he's got some history with this particular guy you're looking for, and he's looking for him too. But he seems more interested in what you have to offer him, so that's your bargaining chip. I told him you were some pretty prime, high runners. He's never heard of you, and he is apparently quite into it. But I made the sales pitch, and he seemed to buy it. So that's basically the price is your services. So he flicks over a comlink detail to your comlink text. That's a quite lucrative bar downtown, and he just sort of nods and says that's apparently his favorite place to meet, and he's got good rep there. You're to meet him tonight, and dress particularly well, he says, to blend in at least.
Yeah, I always look good. Is there anything out of the ordinary about this fella we should know about?
He sort of, shakes his head and says, there isn't anything right about this fella, Tex. The more I looked into him, the more I got nothing back. I got nothing back at all. Man's a spook. Whoever he works for them, and he works for them anonymously. Sorry. He seems to be very good at what he does.
It's probably Corp of some kind.
Yeah, definitely Corp. And definitely a big one.
You weren't able to track down which 10 he likes to work for, do you?
Which who he likes to work for, sorry?
Which Big 10? Assuming it's Big 10.
He shakes his head and says, no, I have no idea about this guy. All I know is he's legit, and when he wants something done, it happens.
Alright, well, if there's nothing else, I guess we'll be on our way.
Alright, so he smiles and says, I hope this leads to what you're looking for. That Zane character, he's a ghost, to say the least, and ghosts seem to attract spooks, like I said, so just be careful, alright?
Yeah, I'll try to watch my back. And again, I appreciate all the hard work, Vincent.
Alright, so he gets up and puts his hand out to shake you again, and, shakes your hand and says, well, good luck, chummers.
Tex just gives him the nod, starts heading out.
Okay.
Good meeting you, Vincent.
Yeah, it says likewise, big man. Right. So, yeah. Sorry. There you go. All right. So when you guys get out, the details of the bar you're supposed to go to, Tex, looking it up just quickly on your comlink and getting a GPS coordinate of it. You can tell the bar is called what's it called? It's called Mao's Place. Okay, and it's a rather well run, very high end bar slash jazz club downtown, and it's definitely frequented by a awful lot of corp types, if you know what I mean. High earning corp types, high level salarymen, not wage slaves, to say the least.
Does Giant have a high rating sin?
I've got rating 3.
Do they let giants into this sort of establishment?
It is okay, Tex. I was not planning to come in anyway. I will be close by if you need me, though.
Metahumans do frequent the place. They have no objections to it, but the vast majority of them are human corp men and women who, use it as a downtime thing. And the salary of the people who frequents it is like in the several million plus. So
Nice.
Anyway, Giant has no fancy clothes to go to bar.
So is there anyone who doesn't want to go to this besides Giant?
The
Me?
game is real nice.
I'll come, Warren, but I'll be in like a nearby car park or something.
Yeah, sure.
Yes,
How many hits on etiquette do you guys like buy, or how many dice in etiquette does everyone have?
I have 0.
You're not coming? Okay, I guess we probably don't want anybody that has like less than 3 dice in etiquette to come.
I have like 1 charisma, so no.
So you have no etiquette, so you're probably not coming. Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, basically, etiquette is like the measure of how well you can behave in a social setting. So if you have no etiquette, you're like fucking, you're that loud.
I drive my
that
car
annoys
into the
everyone
club.
at the party.
where do I find etiquette?
It's
Charisma.
skill. Yeah, it's charisma.
Oh.
Don't have it, charisma -1. Although I guess +1 because you're manic.
I have 0, so never mind, I'm not coming. I'll drive home.
Okay.
Ariel probably has a ass ton of etiquette just from the high charisma
Let me just check.
if he's channeling.
Etiquette
Although they
is-
probably wouldn't let a channeling mage into the bar.
Probably not. Considering like the average attendee here is like the very high rich, it's definitely got a decent defense. So, it's okay. Well, his intuition is apparently 10 when he's channeling. It's interesting. Wait, no, it's not. It can't be because it uses physical stats. But yeah, charisma. His charisma's 4 when he's. I don't know what it is when he's channeling, but
Would be higher than that. So
Yeah.
Ariel could come. That's enough.
he actually has skills in etiquette. So
Nice.
okay, so is it just Tex and Harry Olden? Yeah, or
Looks
Tex
like it.
and Amber. Okay. All right. So you head in to downtown a few hours later. Around 12 in the night, just after things start to get fairly, active in the nightclub scene, and you guys end up outside this building here, which you may remember, Aaron, from a very long time ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And this building is definitely like screams Walt. It's in the middle of the Seattle downtown. Like the realty on a place like this is in like the hundreds of millions now. Is that yeah, Harry? Long story short, you're going to go meet a corp guy who has more information, and in exchange for the information about where to find Zane, he wants you to do a job for him, and you're to meet him in this club downtown and Tex is going, and he volunteered you because you're the only one that has etiquette like him. So
Okay.
okay,
It's a really, really nice club, so we have to like behave.
yeah.
And apparently, like 3 or 4 of our team members have literally 0 dice in etiquette.
I was raised on a farm, pardon me.
Well, how Kix is also 0.
I'm literally insane.
Yeah. So when you arrive downtown, besides getting bombarded, if you have AR up, which Hariel doesn't, besides getting bombarded by the AR displays everywhere, advertising everything, as soon as you get into this area here, this place lights up on the Matrix like massively. It's got ads for bars, it's got ads for events coming up, and all of them are extremely pricey, like far outside of your guys' payment range. Like, let's put it this way, a month of here would be more than you've earned Shadowrunning so far, if you were to come here every night. So, when you arrive, you see that there is no bouncers or doormans of any kind. However, there is an AOR sort of doorman display unit at the side. And as you approach, it sort of puts up its hand and says, "Please, do you have reservations?"
It says, please what? We have authorization.
Please, do you have reservations for tonight's event?
Oh, reservations.
So you do know the guy you're meeting is called Aaron.
Yeah, so I'll say yes, they're under Aaron.
Okay, so it just says, "Please wait one moment," and then it just sort of pauses and looks at you blankly, as if it's like doing something. Then the program runs again, scarily sort of automating fluidly from being like static image to a moving, holodeck sort of image again. And it sort of looks you up and down and says, "Oh yes, your reservation partners are awaiting you. Please enter." And then it sort of pauses again, goes static, and the door opens. So as soon as you enter, let me see.
Tex is disguised, by the way, and not doing his normal accent.
Mm-hmm. So as soon as you enter, you can hear this music. If anyone doesn't have music playing, you can play it if you want to. So, even though it's quite a high-quality club, it's definitely got the upper sort of key thing going on rather than, a dance club sort of thing. Ooh, shit. Fucking roll 20.
If there's like AR menus and stuff, I'll actually be like ordering a drink as he takes us to the table.
Yeah, literally as you come in, there's like the AR butler literally guides you. Well, AR, butler is the best way I guess to describe it. Literally leads you to the table, and if you want to order a drink, you can literally just wave your hand, and like a massive drinks menu of pretty much every drink you can imagine pops up. And none of it is any synthahol or like soybean derivative. It's all real, legit alcohol, if you know what I mean. So you actually have a high lifestyle, both of you, so it'll immediately just come off that, so you don't actually have to pay anything. Alright, so...
Sweet.
Nice.
Guys, welcome to the high life.
Yeah, and eventually you're taken to this man here.
He looks evil.
It's because he is evil. And he is definitely human. He's definitely he's got he literally screams corp when you meet him. The only thing you can tell about him that immediately pops out to you is that his eyes are some very high quality cyberware, to say the least.
You're talking about the octopus, correct?
Yes.
No, not the octopus. But he smokes casually, and there's definitely a very high-ranking sort of private security corp grunt beside him, who just looks to him and then looks back at his boss again. The boss just sort of gives him a very slight, almost invisible to the naked eye nod of his head, and then he gets up and walks off, giving you the boot along with whoever his boss is. He just looks up at you looks over at you and Amber very slowly, Tex, then just sort of looks at the boot and says, "Sit down."
So Tex has a seat.
Does Amber sit down?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then he just sort of looks over you for a moment and says, "Well, you don't look like much, but it shouldn't be too hard, and I need a no-name, so I guess you'll have to do. So I hear you're looking for an old friend of mine," and he just takes a sip of whatever the clear liquid he's drinking is, and sort of looks at you, judging to see what your reaction is.
Drinking buddies, were you?
He just sort of, cracks a very slight smile, then snorts a bit and goes, "No, not quite. More like business partners for a while, let's put it that way. A very, very short while. But he and his friends were interesting individuals, let's put it that way. So I have to ask, why are you looking for Zane? Is what he goes by now?
It's more business than pleasure. Someone wants him found, they want me to find him.
So he sort of smiles again and says, "It's always business, chummer," and then he sort of takes a drink slowly. And sort of says, "Alright, so here's the deal. I'm going to give you the info on where he is, pro bono, and in return, you're going to do a job for me in the not-too-distant future. That sound fair? I'll pay for the job, of course. It's more to keep you on, let's put it this way, sort of a retainer's fee."
It's fair enough, as Tex, exchanges a glance with Amber.
So Amber okay with this? Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so he just sort of smiles and says, "Very good, then we have an accord. So the man you're looking for, way back when, used to go by the name of Fisto. Ran with another group of young and up-and-coming Shadowrunners like yourselves. They did a job for me several years ago, and they did it quite well, so I had no qualms with them. However, I keep track of those I work with, so the cred chips they were given in return had something of a tracker virus implanted in it. Nobody ever thinks to check the cash when they receive a payday, especially not runners, so as soon as they slotted that, I knew everything about them. I've been following them for a while, but lost track of them over the years. Either they found the bugs, or more than likely they just, threw the chips, or their gear as they got better, or, left their lives behind when they ran into trouble." And he just sort of laughs and says, "You people, you always run into trouble," and then he sort of drinks another quick sip of his drink and sets it down again. However, Zane, or Fisto, the one you're looking for, he disappeared completely after some botched run they did about a year after they ran with me. Nasty business. And he sort of swishes the liquid in his glass again and says, "I think he got labelled a terrorist or some nonsense. Last I heard, he ran off to Amazonia, but he came back recently, or at least he has to have, because that bug I planted in the cred chip that infected all of his cyberware and lay dormant, well, it's become active again for the first time in 3 years, and it's become active around his safe house where he used to hide out between runs. Nobody knows where it is except me, and that's where you're gonna go. And that's the price, that's the payment for keeping you on retainer until the run comes up." And he sort of takes out his very fancy comlink, swipes it a bit, and sends you some details about a warehouse in, what's it called? Snomish? Yeah, Snomish, isn't it?
It's pretty in rural, kind of industrial, not the nicest area, right?
Yeah. So it is a beat-down, abandoned old chemical factory in Snomish. That, believe it or not, when we were actually playing with him, that is where he hid out. So that's where he is, or at least it's probably where he's gone to ground, because, as I said, the bug he put in the cred chip infected his cyberware, and when he ditched it to go to Amazonia, he left it there. Val, if you remember, Aaron, took some of his stuff, but the majority of it was just left there. But apparently he's come back to use it again, so it's still sitting in that warehouse. So he's got to be using it as some sort of lay low area, if you know what I mean. So then
She said there was a botched run that caused him to leave the UCAS for 3 years. Can you tell me anything about that run?
He sort of smiles and says, "I don't know much. It wasn't for me. It was for some other party that I don't know much about, to say the least. I only heard what the shadows whispered, but it involved some sort of run at a nightclub, and one of the individuals he ran with turned out to be a bit more interesting, and when their backs got pressed to a corner, let's just say things got a little bit radioactive, and he sort of washes his glass again."
So yeah, Tex's eyes get a little bit wider at the mention of radioactivity. And he's like, awakened radioactivity, was it?
He sort of smiles and says, "Yeah, you could say something like that. Let's just put it this way, they went loud when they should have gone quiet."
And now he's at a chemical plant. It could be interesting.
He smiles and says, "Definitely. There's another thing I'd like to ask of you. Those individuals, turns out one of them did a little bit more prying into my business than he should have, and got a little bit too much information about something they were supposed to keep confidential. The only one who might know anything about where they've disappeared to or some way to contact them is probably Zane, so I'll admit I have a vested interest in this run as well. So if you happen to find any data, contacts, comlink details, or anything of the like, when you get it from Zane's body or whatever else, I don't really care. I'll pay pretty well if you bring that data to me."
Yeah, so Tex just looks at Amber and says, "We have ways of making them think."
Yes, we do.
Alright, so he smiles and says, "Well, I wish you luck with your run then, and remember, find anything, bring it to me. Even some scrap of information, a 5-year-old text message, anything, I'll take it."
How do you want us to get into touch with you?
He just hands you another comlink detail, and you can tell it's like a sort of a matrix server, sort of like Dropbox, and he's like, "That's a pretty secure drop area, just upload the data there, and if it's worth anything, I'll send you a payment."
You'll have it as soon as we're done.
Alright, so he smiles and says, "Well, good luck to you then." And he just sort of goes back to his drink as if he's disinterested, and he says, "Oh, by the way, by the by, if you ever do anything that goes against me or my interests, we'll be having a less than friendly chat the next time we meet. Is that understood?"
Well, hopefully there's nobody radioactive on our team. I wink at him, finish my drink, and get up.
There you see, he just sort of looks at you coldly with all the warmth gone, and then sort of flags over the big bruiser guy, who walks up, sort of slams into your shoulder a bit as he walks past, and then takes a seat again. And you guys leave the bar. Or, well, the club.
What a lovely cunt.
Mm-hmm. So you guys now have Arn as a contact detail, which is that guy there. And he's not the kind of guy you ask favors of. He's the kind of guy who calls you when he needs something done, and he pays you large amounts of new to do slightly less than legit things. Okay? So you guys finish up, and
He's out of
head-
Seattle.
Is he what, sir?
We met him in Seattle.
Yes. Downtown Seattle.
I'm gonna put him down as a Johnson. Just for...
Yeah, he's definitely a Johnson.
Oh, damn you, chummer. Well, let me put connection above 6.
Okay, so you guys head back to your apartment. Do you guys want to call the other guys to have a meeting about how you're going to handle this, or what do you want to do?
Oh, I guess that means we have to leave Bellevue. It's one of the poor towns.
No.
Oh, you poor little baby.
How will we even breathe the air?
You could call the guys here and just like tell the security on the lower floors that you let them up. You know what I mean? They're not
Alright,
going to
but
object.
we're
You
not
pay enough
doing it.
rent, so
In my apartment section, that fat troll has taken so many baths in my bathroom. Someone else can pay the price.
wow.
Hey man, the smell of troll steam never comes out.
I didn't know boiled troll had a particular smell.
Does, of course.
Have you ever had like really old antibiotics?
Oh,
You forgot to take some antibiotics.
I
and they
can't
sat
say
in
I
it.
have. Art.
oh.
But yeah, it smells like if you had like some penicillin that sat in them.
That is oddly specific.
Now I'm very curious about that smell.
Think of like concentrated dirty socks.
Ugh.
Alright, so you guys all meet up in Amber, Kix, and She's apartment.
And Murdoch.
Well, Murdoch and Tex's apartment is the one over, so
Oh, okay, yeah, because it's technically 2, isn't it?
yeah. You guys just kind of rented the floor, you know what I mean?
Mm.
My shit is locked.
room as well.
Firehead immediately searches for the nearest bathroom.
Hey,
There we go.
that's in my bathroom. My door's locked.
Hear the kind of
You can go in
sound.
She's bathroom, because he's not here to complain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Evaporate all his water.
I've been like dirty for like several weeks and just yeah.
You need to clean that bathtub so hard.
Leaving like a ring around the bathtub.
Besides, I don't want people walking through my bedroom.
There's gonna be some cleaning lady with like a cutting laser trying to burn the smell out.
I have to replace the bathtub.
They're going to have to call an HTR just to clean that up.
Right, so what do you guys want to discuss, if anything? You now know where, well, you presume where Zane is, and it's probably very likely because nobody knows about this place. The only reason Aaron did is because he basically bugged, their shit a long time ago, and I actually did do that, and none of you figured it out, Tex, so it was pretty funny.
Yeah, I didn't know enough in setting at that point to know what to do, you know?
Yeah. But he knew everything you did, like, from that point on. It was pretty funny.
That's pretty hilarious.
So, we know Zane's location then, or at least where he used to live.
Yeah, there was only one real concern that I had. Apparently, the reason Zane went underground was some sort of radioactivity on their last run, and it was of the awakened nature. Now he's up at a chemical plant here in middle of nowhere. Could be a coincidence. Maybe there's somebody
Zane
up there
himself,
with him.
though, he is Decker, right? That is why these people want him.
Yes.
Well, I think we should definitely be cautious, like Tex suggests, but I see only one real course of action. We have to investigate this.
Your new profile pic is scaring me, Joss.
Are you going to be okay in a sort of a polluted area there, Amber?
Should be fine, I think. Never dealt with something like that before.
And you used to live in Puyallup. Air is pretty thick down there.
Yeah, but you kind of get used to it.
She will be fine then.